Yes, hello and welcome to Sports Update on Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. We are still counting down hours to the kickoff of the Nations Cup. If you know what it is the biggest football showpiece on the continent of Africa, and we have our own Nigerian Super Eagles to participate in this particular tournament. We are looking for the fourth title. We've won it 3 times. The last time we won it was in 2013. That was 10 years ago in South Africa. Can we still win? Can we win it this time around in Cote d'Ivoire? I gave a start on this particular show, on our sports show on Trust TV, that whenever the Super Eagles avoid a defeat against Cote d'Ivoire, they go on to win the Nations Cup. Yes, they did that in 1980, the first time we won the Nations Cup, in 1994, and also in 2013. We defeated Cote d'Ivoire. Moses, one of the Moses in the Super Eagles, then getting one of the goals against Cote d'Ivoire in that particular tournament, and we went on to beat Burkina Faso 1-0, courtesy of Sunday long goal in the final, and we lifted the trophy. Now we have Cote d'Ivoire in our group. Is it that if we avoid a defeat against Cote d'Ivoire in Group A, they are the host, are we going on to win the Nations Cup for a 4th time? Already we know that the team is suffering injury. We have the 3rd injury in that team, that is Sadiq Umar, to be replaced by Paul Onuachu. You heard that on the morning show. And also Kelechi Iheanacho, who will be joining the team this weekend, precisely today, right there in Cote d'Ivoire. And also have Terry Murphy to join up the team after his game for Nice in the French Ligue 1 over this weekend. So you know that these 2 players, or the 3 players I just mentioned, will not start the first game against Equatorial Guinea on Sunday. So it's a big one for the Super Eagles. Can they actually win the Nations Cup? All right, we'll get to a lot of these on the show, on the course of the show, but let's quickly start with this fantastic story, wrestling precisely. And you know, when it comes to some of these individual sports, Nigeria is doing well. And when it comes to wrestling, Nigerian Wrestling Federation has been one of the federations that has been doing well, and they have started the year on a very good note. But for one man in that federation, the coach of Nigerian Wrestling Federation, Purity Akko is his name, he's talking tough that his main aim, his target at the All-African game is to get gold. That means that all our wrestlers that we're going to All-African games, he's targeting gold for them. But as it stands right now, I think we have 2 of our wrestlers right there in the Zagreb Grand Prix. That is Esther Kolawole and Christiana Ogunsoya, who are currently in Croatia in the Zagreb Grand Prix, where they are participating in this particular event. They are also using it to shape themselves up for the All-African games that will come up in March, both physically and mentally for that tournament. And all right, I have Isaac Omidiji, who will be joining me again this evening to talk on the show, that is Sports Update. Isaac, welcome to the show. I started with the Super Eagles giving that start that whenever the Super Eagles avoid a defeat against Cote d'Ivoire, we go on to win the Nations Cup. But that aside, first, let's quickly talk about wrestling before we look at Super Eagles' chances, because we're still counting hours to the kickoff of the Nations Cup. Now, for Purity Akko, the coach of Nigerian wrestlers who work with the Nigerian Wrestling Federation, said his aim, his target at the All-African Games is to win gold, that all our wrestlers are going to win gold. So I don't know if definitely you are in support, or what do you think about Purity Akko talking ahead of event that will come up in March 2024?
You see, good evening, Emmanuel. Talking about wrestling, talking about weightlifting, these are games I can beat my chest that will win gold. So, for Purity Akko saying that the ladies are going for the gold at the All-African Games coming up in March in Ghana, I'm not surprised. The girls are preparing. Currently, they're in Croatia, just as you said, and that is a ranking tournament. And that will rank them alongside playing and fighting and wrestling against top wrestlers in the world. So this is definitely going to prepare them for the African Oceanic qualifiers, for the Olympics, as well as the African All-African Games. So for Purity Akko, he knows the quality of the ladies he had in his disposal. He knows about what they can do, and they have done it before. It's not about what they can do. It's what they've done before. So I'm not losing sleep as wrestling is concerned. Even with lifting, I'm not losing sleep. Paralympic athletes, I'm not even losing sleep on those ones because they have done very well. They are one of our fortresses when it comes to winning medals and even gold medals specifically at any of the tournaments, even at the world stage.
Okay, I think even at the worst stage is a good one that Purity Ako is talking tough ahead of that tournament. And for our Exeter and Ogusoya, they are right there in Croatia. That is Zagreb Grand Prix, precisely shaping up themselves for the All-African Games and also using this particular event to get rankings in preparation for the Paris 2024 Olympics. You know, the last time in Olympics, we got one medal from the wrestling sport in the last Olympic. That was Tokyo 2020. This time around, we're expecting gold, silver, bronze in wrestling. And we know our wrestlers also will be showcasing at the Paris 2024 Olympics. All right, Isaac, I started by saying this particular one on the Super Eagles. We're counting hours toward the kickoff of the Nations Cup, and we have Cote d'Ivoire in our group. I want you to react to these. Some of these injuries that has really hit this team this time around. You said in the morning that Jose Pizarro might use that as an excuse whatsoever. But let's take Jose Pizarro out right now. Do you see that team like a team that has this determination to go all out and win the Nations Cup? Is this that determination, that zeal, that patriotism, that green, white, green spirit, is it in them?
Well, that question will be answered after our first game in the tournament, because prior to this tournament, in the qualifiers, in the friendlies, the games we've played, you will not see those spirits you've asked for. No, you will not see that the Nigerian never die spirit. Those spirits of, no, we can do it, no. It is not those players. They have not demonstrated that. It's been long you watch a Nigerian Super Eagles team and you say, wow, they lost, but they gave their best. No. In fact, this time around, they won, but you are not even happy that they won because of the manner at which the victory came. So we need players who are committed. We need players who understood that this is for the nation. It is not just about them. If they are not interested in medals for their career, they should know that the country at this point, at this difficult period, needs something to cheer them up. And football, sports, is one great aspect of the country that can be used to cheer the people up. They've gotten the support they needed. The federal government released funds. They never prepared them. I hope the players will understood the task ahead. But as it stands now, you gave your own stats of whenever we play Ivory Coast and we didn't lose that particular game, we'll go ahead to do well or win the tournament. Okay, let me also remind you that the last three African Cup of Nations we have won, Emmanuel. We have always had one Emmanuel in that team, right from Emmanuel Kwala to Bade Binike. Now we don't have any Emmanuel, so I wouldn't go to do
Oh, what are you insinuating? Don't worry, I'm there. Spirit, I'm there, but physically I'm not there. But with my spirit is there, so they have one Emmanuel in the teams. All right, that is another a good one for the Super Eagles. Whenever they have Emmanuel in their team, they will go ahead to win it. But this time around, Emmanuel on Trust TV is there in spirit, and even though I'm not there in physical, I'm there with them, so they have Emmanuel in the team. All right, but for the Super Eagles, that is on the flip side of it. But for the Super Eagles, now, let's look at that front line. We only have Victor Osimhen now physically fit to play our first game. Now, for the two wingers, we have Samuel Chukwueze, we have Ademola Lookman, we have Moses Simon. That means we have three right now. Now, out of these three, who do you think Jose Pizarro should start with? Two of them to start. Your own pick.
Well, you will still have to go for Ademola Lookman from the left and Samuel Chukwueze from the right. Moses Simon can come in to replace Ademola Lookman if he's not doing well. Iwobi should play directly behind the top striker because he knows how to open space with his passes and he's very clever. That is the kind of setup I want. And with that, you should be able to see a lot of opportunities coming from Victor Osimhen. And Victor Osimhen will now have four clear-cut chances and not scoring two. These players, as I said in the morning, Emmanuel, Samuel Chukwueze, Moses Simon, Ademola Lookman, it will be also goal scorers. They must bring in their A game. They must support Victor Osimhen. The team must be set up in a way that if Victor Osimhen has been marked out, players that are not known to be prolific should be able to get it and get any ball any ball dropping down from the 18 to the midfield. We should be able to score goals even outside the 18 post. That is the way this team should be set up. We should not set up that if Victor Osimhen didn't get the goal, then we are not going to win the game. Because I bet you defenders will mark and do everything possible to mark Victor Osimhen out. I know Victor Osimhen, he puts in his best. And the process of putting in his best, he might get injured. That is the sad part of it.
Okay, let's see. As to the kickoff of the Nations Cup in Cote d'Ivoire, Super Eagles will be playing on January 14. What is your take? What are your expectations against Equatorial Guinea? And we are in for it. We are gunning for a record fourth AFCON title. All right, let's leave that story quickly and look. Let's go to the women this time around, but the junior women. Let's look at our Falconets, where they have arrived at Dar es Salaam. They've landed in Tanzania, where they will be keeping a date with Burundi, the first leg of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup that will be coming up this year in Colombia. Now, it is the last round of qualifiers. The likes of Ajakaye, Faith Omilana, in that they are in that squad for this particular game, and Christopher Danjuma has picked the best of 19 players from 25 he invited to the camp. That game will be coming up also on Sunday in Dar es Salaam, but this time around they'll be playing against Burundi. You know, it's an adopted ground for Burundi. That was where CAF chose for them to actually play these qualifiers. Now, Isaac, a lot of expectations for Falconets. We have we always qualify for the Under-20 World Cup. Would this time around be different for the Falconets?
No, it should not be different. We will still qualify. I don't see Burundi posing a threat to the aspirations of the Falconets. And for Christopher Danjuma, he's an outspoken name when it comes to that with football, women football. He has done it before. He started from number 17, and he has continued to grow, and he knows those players very well. He has established under 20 players and younger players, even from under 17, is mixing together to get the best out of this team. So I'm optimistic that no matter what it takes, these ladies will qualify for the World Cup in Colombia. Burundi would not stop us from qualifying.
Okay, Burundi cannot stop us from not qualifying. That game will be coming up in Dar es Salaam this weekend on Sunday, probably right there between the Burundi girls and the Under-20 women's national team of Nigeria. The game is qualifiers for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup that will happen later on this year in Colombia. All right, let's leave the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifier and go straight to Europe, where we have actions in the league. The league is back, cup games are over, and now we're having actions lined up in the top European leagues. Let's quickly have those fixtures that will be coming up tonight in La Liga, in Premier League, in German Bundesliga. All right, let's start with the Premier League, the English Premier League, where Burnley will be at home to welcome another strong league team, Luton Town. And then in La Liga, we'll have Sevilla against Alaves. And then in the German Bundesliga, we'll have Bayern Munich taking on 1899 Hoffenheim. And then in French Ligue 1, we'll have Marseille to play Strasbourg. Now, Isaac, I don't know which of the fixtures are you looking forward to. We have Burnley in Premier League, Sevilla, 1-1 game in all of the top 5 European leagues, top 4 European leagues tonight.
Yes, I'm looking at the Burnley-Luton game because of what is at stake. Both of them are fighting against relegation. Luton are doing pretty well than Burnley. Burnley has found victory very difficult in the league this season as they return to the league with Vincent's company. But they will see this as an opportunity to get maximum 3 points. But this is a Luton team that has continued to improve, that are continuing to defy the odds. Even when they play against bigger teams in the EPL, they have continued to hold their own down. It's just that you struggle to beat them, or they beat you, they hold you to a draw. So Burnley must get everything right to get victory. So I'm looking out for that particular game because this is the EPL, and the fight against relegation is even at times more tougher than winning the league.
Okay, it's more tougher than even winning the league. All right, let's leave those fixtures. Those fixtures will be coming up tonight, so you can have just sit in the front of your TV and enjoy any of the game you want to enjoy. The top 4 European leagues have 1-1 fixtures for tonight, apart from Italy, who also have fixtures lined up for the weekend. All right, let's look at some of the transfer stories on the show. Let's start with this one, where Eric Dyer of Tottenham has moved to Bayern Munich on loan, the second Englishman to join Harry Kane in that team this season. And it was a fantastic one for Eric Dyer, leaving Tottenham to join Bayern Munich on loan. I think in that contract they have the buyout clause precisely embedded in that contract. But for Eric Dyer joining up forces with Harry Kane in the German Bundesliga, precisely for Bayern Munich, I don't know if it's a good one for this fantastic English defender.
Yes, it will be a good one if he's going to play. So we shouldn't probably write him off now. And when I listened to Thomas Tuchel talking about the deal, he said Dyer is a player that can play in the 4 central defense line, 3 defenders, and play in the midfield. And it's looking at how in signing we're able to give Goretzka the opportunity to go more forward instead of playing deeper. So that means it's in the plans of the coach. Remember, it's actually not the first choice defender they were looking at. They were actually looking at Radu Dragusin that was signed by Tottenham. And Dragusin decided to go to Tottenham instead of Bayern Munich. So they later settled for Eric Dyer. And I think it will not be difficult for Eric Dyer to settle down in Munich because his best friend is Harry Kane. So he has the person that will help him to settle down and take him around the club and give him the belief that, hey, I'm succeeding, you can also succeed.
Okay, I'm succeeding, you can also succeed. Let's quickly look at this one also for Chelsea. They are trying to get young players into their team, and they have also turned their attention to Brighton, where they got Caicedo for a whooping sum of amount of money. Now they've also turned their attention to a player in Brighton, that is Ivan Ferguson, the 19-year-old player in Brighton colours, and now Chelsea wants to sign him, but Brighton are asking for £100 million for this 19-year-old player. Now that money, £100 million, but let's look at it this way. Fantastic young player for Brighton, and Chelsea want to sign him on their want to get him on their books.
Well, I don't blame Brighton. They realize that the transfer market has gone gaga, so they will have to contribute their own quota to make it remain crazy, and that is why they've placed that crazy amount of money on Ferguson. But the fact is, if you have watched Ferguson as noticed his development, you will know that this is one of the players that you should look out for, who in the nearest future will be like a Rooney, a very good striker, a young guy that scores as if he has completely matured. And I think Chelsea are looking at the future and us now. And that's why they have the likes of Cole Palmer. If they can get Ferguson, they might not get immediate results. But in the next few years, if these 2 young lads will lead the front positions for Chelsea, it will be deadly, because these 2 lads are good. Ferguson is hot and hot. I will not blame Brighton. They know that the transfer market has been unnecessarily inflated with prices, so they're also trying to inflate the price for Ferguson. In those days, these players will go for maybe like £12 million.
Yes, of course, £12 million, or probably even £6 million. That is what you sign these players. But this is a good one for Ivan Ferguson, a fantastic young lad who is doing so well. All right, let's leave Chelsea in Ivan Ferguson and go to a team that nobody knows their style of play. Nobody knows what is their problem. A lot of persons have said the board is the problem. Some are saying the players. Some are saying the coaches. And you know the team that I'm going to talk about already, and is your own team, Isaac Omidiji. Manchester United. This time around, I'm going back to where they brought Erik ten Hag from to pick a player in Bobby. And now if you look at this fantastic player, Manchester United want to sign him. 15 games this season, 8 goals and 4 assists to his name. Is it? We have this young man, Hodlund there, who is struggling to get goals. Now you want to bring in another striker. Is that a good one, or is that the best decision that Manchester United can reach right now by bringing in another striker?
There is no doubt that United are in need of a striker, but not another strong striker, an established striker. You don't bring in players that you come and test run. United has become a playground where you bring in players to come and test their skills, and if they are good, good. If they're not good, they're not good. That is not the United used to know. The young guy have done well for hires, but it has proven on so many occasions that the Dutch league is not the Premier League. So you don't bring these boys to come and face the kind of pressure at United, because bringing him to United means he must continue to score goals in every game, and he can't do that. So it's not the right answer. If you are bringing him to support an established striker or two established strikers, it's a different ball game entirely. So for United, they have continued to get their business wrong, and they've not really shown any determination to get it right. So this is another wrong move as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, another wrong move for a player who has scored 8 goals and 4 assists this season. Brodby is his name. All right, let's quickly look at this last one. We cannot stop talking about him. He's the king of African football. Right now, the hierarchy in Real Madrid, instead of them chasing Kylian Mbappe endlessly, they better turn their attention. And you know, when the big boys in that team are talking, definitely you know it's going to happen. Now for Real Madrid, they could sign Victor Osimhen from Napoli, and that is what it is that is coming in from that section. For Real Madrid, the hierarchy in Real Madrid are looking at it. Well, okay, we can turn out, if we can't get Kylian Mbappe, let's quickly go straight for Victor Osimhen. But for Victor Osimhen going to Real Madrid, Isaac, well, big one. I will allow you to just have your say on this particular one.
Big one, and I don't see any club where this guy will not succeed, because he's very, very strong-minded. He believes in his strength, he believes in his ability so well, and he works hard. So I don't see where he will not succeed. However, I don't want Real Madrid to use Osimhen as a bait to get Mbappe. It is an open secret that the player that Real Madrid have been chasing and are very interested in is Kylian Mbappe. So they shouldn't use Victor Osimhen to see how they can get Kylian Mbappe to lower some of his demand so they can get him more on the cheap, or to get him more easier. We don't have clubs behave in the transfer market. They will act as if they are going for another player just to get another player to lower his demand, or to get his club side to lower the price tag to allow him to go, because it is very obvious that after this season, I don't see Kylian Mbappe remaining in PSG. So Victor Osimhen should be watchful. Napoli should be watchful. But Real Madrid should also know that they cannot get Victor Osimhen for free or on a cheap. Napoli will want to get everything out of Real Madrid, because Real Madrid are a big club. So they will not get Victor Osimhen for free at all, or on an easy ride.
Yes, we know how Laurent De Laurentiis of Napoli is. All right, Isaac Omidiji, thanks for joining me on the show this evening. And that is where we leave it on Sports Update. I know you are looking forward to AFCON. You're looking forward to the Super Eagles. Good one. But quickly before I let you go, our first game, what's your prediction?
Well, we should be able to win it probably with a long goal or two. If we don't win that particular game, then we're out of that tournament.
Okay, 1 goal or 2 goals, that is what you have predicted. But personally, I will be saying this on this show, that the Super Eagles will win that game 3-0. Osimhen getting 2 of those goals. Well, that is it on Sports Update from Trust TV. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Thanks for watching.